Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception.
Right.
Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So tell me, what does this ruling mean?
Well, first of all, it's a devastating blow to the entire TPS program.
And Jailani Hussein, with the Council on American Islamic Relations, says that could potentially mean deportation for hundreds in Minnesota. But despite Friday's ruling, he says there may be protections for some.
Most people who have TPS actually have other programs or other things that they're applying for their citizenship program or some way where they can become legal citizens. And so we're hoping that they can rely on that.
President Trump first said he'd be terminating the TPS program for Somalis in Minnesota in November, alleging they're responsible for billions in missing money. And the months-long ramped-up focus of federal law enforcement on Minnesota began in December. Homeland Security told us multiple times they were seeking out people in the country illegally and the, quote, worst of the worst. The TPS program was set to end in March, but a judge's ruling put that on hold until now. So what does this mean for folks with TPS status in Minnesota right now?
I recognize this may be extremely daunting, scary.
Immigration attorney Roger Sy says the ruling essentially says the Department of Homeland Security has the authority to end the TPS program. He doesn't believe federal agents will begin sweeping people off the streets, but more likely, immigration authorities may suspend or end work authorization for some people and perhaps notify employers about the change.
My understanding is their focus is on criminal individuals. Certainly there will be an impact immediately in terms of work authorization.
Listen to this.
What I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that
That's
Minnesota
a privilege.
has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home.
Okay.
Because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming. And we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
I don't know about you, but that sounded like a threat to the president by a sitting congressperson. Not only was that a threat, but she's also on national television telling people to defy the president, lawfully or unlawfully. If you're here in this country lawfully and you're doing lawfully things, you don't have a thing to worry about. I know how much people like to gaslight everybody, but if you're in this country lawfully and you're not doing anything unlawfully, then you're going to stay in this country. Simple as that. If you come over unlawfully, then you're going to go back. Try to get over here lawfully. Millions of people do it every year. What makes you any special?
Hey everyone, I'm out walking my dog right now, and some news just came up that I think is kind of interesting. So, we know that temporary protected status has been something that the Democrats have used for pretty much permanent stay in the United States for foreign individuals. We just saw that a case for Somalis has just gone and been reversed. So the Somali TPS, temporary protected stay status, has been removed, and those Somalis are now going to go back to Somalia. Now, you may say, well, Mike, it's temporary. How can we send them back? They've been here for 35 years. 35 years. That's about 14% of the time that America has existed. They came here, and that's temporary. And you'll hear Democrats scream, well, we can't send them back. That's not right. Their nation is difficult, and they need to stay in America. They don't, actually. because they don't want to be Americans. They want to be Somalis in America and use our resources. That's not the same thing, and that's not a reason for them to stay in America. So the question we have to ask right now is, we're going to hear, and we are hearing, from Democrats, especially like in Dearborn, in Michigan, that, oh, no, we've got to keep those people. And I have to ask the question, how many of them may have been illegally registered to vote? How many of them have voted? How about this? We know that about 80% of all Somalis in America are receiving some form of government aid, some federal funding to some degree. So they've been here temporarily, and they didn't take the opportunity to improve their lives. Instead, they've been living off of our government and our taxpayer dollars, and now it's time for them to go back home and make something of their lives. Why is that such a bad idea? You tell me.
Not a bad idea. The fact that over 80% of these people are on some form of government assistance, that is a problem. Send them behind. I would rather us send them back home and send them with a couple of dollars on their way out the door. I'm fine with that too. Just get up out of here. I'm tired of them.
Don't let the door hit you where the door
Yes.
Good Lord, squid you.
It's time to go. I'm ready for these people to go. I don't even, especially that loudmouth that was sitting down there. We don't care what the president has to say. I really wish they would just snatch her whatever it is and just heave-ho her right up out of the United States of America, because you don't want to be here. You don't love America. You are trying to destroy our country. And we know that. I don't understand why they're sitting here and saying these people are frightened, these people are this. What about the American citizens? What about those people? What about the people who were born and raised here? The people who've been paying taxes here? What about those people? Do we not care about those people? We only care about the welfare of these people, these Somalians. These Somalians who now say they are the very fabric of how America was built. The audacity of them to tell you, let me do like Kamala, you better thank a Somalian. The audacity of these people to be out here doing that. This is why the word says, y'all know I'm always gonna go to the word. If you keep allowing these foreigners to take over, the foreigners will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's what they are counting on. They're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, while the natives will get weaker and weaker and weaker. And then the foreigners will rule over the citizens. Do y'all not see the problem with that? Temporary is usually at what? Some months, a few years, not a whole 35 years now. Y'all have been here. That means y'all done had children, and your children probably had children. This is problematic. Yeah. So I am ready for these people to go. And the fact that she said that we will be here regardless of what the president says, I'm sorry. Who died and made Ilhan president of the United States of America? Did I miss something? Because no, you can't do that. And if y'all are trying to do something better, why don't y'all make Somalia better? Because apparently y'all have such good relationship with the president of Somalia, where Ilhan could say, she is a citizen of Somalia. So since you can make a place so great, why don't you and all your people who have been defrauding the United States of America, allegedly, why don't y'all go back to Somalia? Have y'all not gathered up enough of American dollars and done what you need to do to make your country better? Go figure it out. Go back and do that. Like Martin used to say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, period, point blank.
And the thing is that, Ilhan, you have been in office for a while now. You understand how a functioning government works. How about you take your insights and what you have learned since you've been a representative, take it back over there and then build your own country. These are the same people that were out here waving Somali flags. You're out here bigging up Somalia. Why don't y'all want to go back? Do you also understand that in Somalia, you have to have an ID to vote out there? They just had elections not too long ago. You have to show an ID to vote in Somalian elections. These people are ridiculous. They really are. And their hypocrisy is showing.
Wait, we got to sing the song. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, goodbye.
Yes.
Y'all messy.
I thought you would have said to the left, to the left.
Yes.
And lastly, in the closet. That's my stuff. If Americans bought it, please don't touch.
Okay. Exactly.
Or in the words of old Otis, just keep on moving. Just keep on moving.
Okay, that's right.
I can see we gonna clown this one out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'm on board. I'm on board.
Right, but yeah, I think that the news report said that there were hundreds, and you know that's a lie. There are hundreds of them, it's thousands of them, man.
Yes.
I have a concern that they're waiting till November, and that's way too much time. I mean, they should get this done by September, because the more time you give them, the more shenanigans they're going to be trying to pull. This is like, when you talk about something like this, you got to get it done quick, just enough time for them to get that stuff done without giving too much time to cause more problems, because that's what they're going to be trying to do. Another thing is that I would like to see the people, not the departments, not the government agencies. I would like to see the people who were behind writing and helping to pass these laws that made this kind of illegal occupation possible. We don't talk about that enough. We always talk about the agency, the administration, that. We need to start calling people's names, doing research and finding out who these people were, because some of them are probably still walking right now, still in politics, doing their dirt. And we need to start calling these people out and letting people know just the kind of demons that we have in our government, whether they, especially if they're still living now, and what they did, because that's the only way we're going to shame these people and really help people understand what's going on. If they can do this stuff and get away with it and just walk around like nothing happened, I think that's one of the tragedies of our method of approaching this kind of thing. Keeping these people exposed is very important. When Judas Iscariot, when he betrayed Jesus, everybody knew about it. And you didn't see him going around partying and taking part in new movements and doing it. He was so messed up because everybody knew he went out and hung himself. So that kind of exposure is very important. I don't think we apply that as much as we should. So I just want to pray that someone who is very intelligent and smart and who loves to do research and investigating, start calling these names out, pulling them up. They want you to say the black name of the person that you got. Say their name. Say the name of these people that's destroying our nation. Say the name.
They need to be called out. They need to be exposed.
Yeah.
We need to get the buses and the planes, the trains and the automobiles, and finish with our Haitians out of here. Was it 250,000 or something? Haitians, so that we can free up the spots, so we could go on back to Minnesota and get the Somalians. Okay, so let's go ahead. All this temporary status, revoke everything that can be revoked. And as far as outing the people who were pushing the paper, creating the policies, and doing all of the administrative infrastructure, that's who Ilhan tried to fire. When he was in tow. That's who, when that hollowing out of that permanent bureaucratic state is exactly, and unfortunately they blew up his cars and ran him, but that is exactly who Ilhan was trying to fire. And it begs the question, since JD Vance has now got his fraud that's supposedly supposed to be the new answer to Doge, you can get right back on it. And maybe what you can do is, like Ilhan was doing, is come on X weekly and give us an accounting of the fraud that you are catching.
Why hasn't he done that?
And the number of people that you are letting go, so we can increase our confidence and faith in your efforts. And I'm just going to end with this. You better call Tyrone. Call him.
Hey, but you can't use my phone.
That's right. That's right.
35 years is long enough that they could have gone through the citizenship process if they wanted to.
Of course.
35 years is long enough if they wanted to naturalize.
And the most important point and rationale for this is what gets buried is Trump is exactly right. There is a danger in bringing large amounts of people who come from countries where corruption and lawlessness is the way
Common
of life.
sense, man.
These people have been brought up in a society that operates only, not their pockets, not that only on corruption and lawlessness. Those people cannot assimilate well into a society like ours. This multiculturalism lie that anybody can go anywhere and live any kind of way equally as they live wherever they came from. That is ridiculous. It is a fantasy that cannot happen and fails every time it's tried. And who gets hurt when these people try these grand experiments? It is us. It is the taxpayer. It's the American people who have to pay the price for all of these thought experiments and tearing downs of all of the boundaries that are naturally with people. People come with boundaries. You just can't take anybody. It's like you can't move anybody in your house.
Right.
There may be some people you could live with, but you can't live with everybody or
Come on.
anybody.
And the Christian leaders and ministers who don't get this or act like they don't get this, I'm sorry for them, man. I don't care how mad they get, but it is irrational, it is unbiblical, and they need to be held to that, because there are a lot of them that's a part of this thing that's keeping these people protected. Now, I'm not talking about feeding somebody food. That's a wonderful thing to do. But to stand for them being here illegally, and especially the ones that are going to damage our nation, and the numbers could cause a serious problem, even for our military. And they need to face that.
Throw the food over the fence. Okay?
Come on.
Throw the food over the fence.
Yeah.
Well, when Trump did what he did with the Haitians, I said, okay, cool. But I think Trump has that a different world mindset, because I didn't know he was, he got a whole notepad and he's like, they're on my list. He's going down the list.
God protect
Okay.
him.
And he's getting every last one of them. And I don't want to hear that it's just people of color, because he got the Ukrainians up out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not just the Ukrainians, a bunch of Europeans he got up out of here,
Yeah,
too. If you go and look at the list in Maryland,
No, he didn't.
yeah.
No, he didn't. Don't say that. Come on now.
Silently. They don't want anything that's going to disrupt their new agenda, because they need replacement theory is real. It's not the whole racial thing that they think it is. It's about replacing a population that thinks for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? A population that has had 250 years to kind of ward off what's bad in society, ward off what bad ideas they came with when they came from other places, right? And this thought process has gathered in America, where we are seeing ourselves as one. And the more we do that, the more they want to bring other people in to disrupt it. Because even if you look at these other nations like that Ilhan comes from, Somalis don't like the people next door.
Yeah.
They don't like the people next door. Okay, the Zulu tribe is kicking them out every day. I stay up on that. I'm telling you, they are kicking people out every day, and they say it direct. Okay, and I don't know why that isn't white supremacy talking points, because they are literally going door to door. You want to talk about brown shirts? They are going door to door. They don't care if you own a home down there in South Africa. They're like, hey, where are your papers? And if you don't have your papers, they're getting them about here. They got the paddy wagon sitting outside. And they're saying it's because they don't have the space for all of these people that want to come in, drain the resources, and then they get to go back to their countries. And if their countries are so great to where you got to fly the flag here, you have spent 35 plus years here. You have not scrapped and steal, all that you could to go and make Somali great again.
That part.
Okay, you haven't done that. I mean, you're capturing ships. I mean, they essentially made a whole movie from you. I mean, have you not had enough to actually make that country great again?
Amen.
And I even say it for same thing with Haiti. Wycliffe, you have one of the richest, most successful, that came from America, that was willing. He's a first generation immigrant. He was willing to go back in Haiti and be president and pull his own resources. They told him he wasn't Haitian enough. Well, then by golly, now you got barbecue. And now you don't have control over your own mess, but you don't want to go back. It's just absolutely insane. They want something that's already built. And if you don't like the white man that much, why do you want to stay somewhere that the white man has helped build? Why do you want to stay under all of this stuff that you say is oppressive, when you can go back and deal with the oppressive that you know?
No one wants to talk about what those folks down in South Africa are doing.
Nope.
No one wants to talk about those people.
I'm on Al Jazeera every day watching it, just like a movie with popcorn. I'm like,
nobody wants to talk about that. They're rolling through. They got the paddy wagons, and they're like, oh no, And these are citizens.
Yes, they're like, where are your papers? No, where you born here?
No, they getting them up out of here. They're not playing with y'all come in here taking up all our resources. No.
And they're not shy of speaking to the media. I watch Al Jazeera, and they were talking to the media, them and BBC.
They don't care about optics. Hey, that's right.
They said no, we are going door to door, and we are getting them out of here. And I said, hey, I can't argue with it. Your people come first, and this is on a continent full of people that look similar in skin tone, at least, right?
Well, that
but
also goes to showcase that whole skin color. My brother
it
is
doesn't
a lie.
mean anything.
It's not real.
It's
because your ethnicity comes first.
It's
Your
a lie
ethnicity.
here in America too, because if you are a black conservative, you ain't black. So it's a lie across the board.
But they don't understand that outside of Europe and the history on skin tones and different things like that, outside of Europe, everybody else has a tint to them. Everybody else has melanin. In more places or not, there's a little more melanin. Orange has melanin. That's why it's orange. So with that being said, what makes an orange different from me? We're not the same. It's a fruit. I am a human. And so we share melanin, correct? So again, to base everything off a skin color or something that you cannot control is absolutely stupid. But what I can control is who's my tribe and who I identify with. And that's what they're doing in South Africa with the Zulu tribe. And that's what we ought to be doing here.
Thank you.
I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on any of this? Drop me a comment down below, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. You can join the ARP family. You can buy your brother a coffee. And as always, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.